All right, YouTube, all my employees and investors, I appreciate you guys stepping into the office, clocking in for another video. We're going to do a tier list today. My Hero Ultra Rumble tier list. As you know, we've been doing a lot of My Hero content on the channel as of late. Since this game came out, again, I've been addicted. It's my favorite game right now. Can't get enough of it. We've been doing in-depth guides. I don't know if you guys have seen my guides, but I'll have a link to the playlist below somewhere in the comments. Make sure you check out the guides, okay? Make sure you check out the guides. The guides are getting better and better because I want you guys to get better and better at this game too. So today we're going to knock out this tier list. Let's see what we can stir up here, okay? Let's go. All right, so we're just going to get right into it. We're going to start with All Might. All Might, I'm going to have to say he has his super jump. He's got a lot of mobility. He's got basically 2 dashes also. His punches are very, very strong. I'm going to have to put All Might, because of his kit, I'm going to have to put All Might in A. Only thing he doesn't have is very far projectiles. If he had that, he would be just OP. Because again, with his A quirk, that's his fist. That has a little bit of distance on it. Not like super far long range. His B quirk is his dash and punch you into the little tornado. And then his Y quirk, he does the tornado. He turns himself into a tornado and he'll knock you up. And he deflects everything while he's in his tornado. So his kit is really, really good. We're going to put him at an A. All right, next, Bakugo. Bakugo, definitely, even after the nerfs, he's S tier. Bakugo S tier because his kit just has it's oozing with damage. You know, from his A quirk to the piercing shot, his B quirk, the bombs, his Y quirk, the wheel, and then he's got the 2 dashes on it also as his special ability. Bakugo just has pretty much everything you're gonna need from a ranged damage dealer. Bakugo has it. A plus S tier for his kit, regardless of the nerfs. We're gonna put him in S. I think that's just where he belongs. They'd have to nerf him hard for him to drop out of S. Right now, I still think he's one of the best characters in the game. Let's go on to Kendo. Kendo, I like Kendo's capability. Kendo has the A quirk where she throws the rocks, the B quirk where she puts up the shield to block for the teammates, and then the Y quirk where she does the clap in front of her. So I think she's really good for what she has, but I think she's lacking range and mobility. The rocks that she throws don't go far at all. At all. So I just feel like she has 0 range on her kit. Yeah, she's good to block some damage. And yes, the big clap does a lot of damage. But she has no kind of capability to get close to a target if a target is actively trying to run away from her. Because a lot of people have moves where they can, you know, put some distance in between you. She has nothing to try to close that gap. Honestly, I'm going to put Kendo in C. Kendo's going to be a C for me. I think if they increase the range on the rocks a little bit more, then she would go higher for me. But just the lack of range in her kit, lack of mobility, I'm going to put her at a C. All right, moving on to Cementoss. Cementoss, very good. He's very good. He's got the revive ability. The auto revive is so clutch. In different situations, he could be very annoying as somebody that you're facing because he can put the walls to where you can't get to somebody. He can put the walls that are going to damage you. He can build himself up real high, Minecraft style. He can heal up there if he wants to. You got to go through the whole thing of trying to knock that down or just let him heal. I'm going to say for a support, as just all around, I'm going to give Cementoss, I'm going to give him an A. And these are subject to change too. Let me just let y'all know. These are definitely subject to change. Maybe I'll go back and revisit. And maybe we're going to do one of these live on stream. But right now, I'm just going through and giving my thoughts. These are subject to change though. Okay. All right, so dabi. You guys know I've been using dabi a lot lately. Again, if you haven't looked at my dabi guide, look at the guide. Dabi is crazy after the buff. I think he definitely came away from that patch as the winner of that patch. The buff on his A quirk, the more health. Dabi's in a great spot. If you learn how to manage his cooldowns and you learn how to stay back with him, set your traps right, dabi is crazy. In fact, I'm going to be uploading a video, a little in-game dabi masterclass. You guys should be seeing that video somewhere. If it wasn't the previous video, it's going to be the next video, but that video is coming. dabi's definitely A. I wouldn't put him S because of no mobility, but he's definitely an A tier. He might be the highest A tier. Well, he's in the running. I'll say that. He's in the running for the highest A tier going into S, just a smidge under S. I'm going to put him in the A tier. I'm going to put him in the A tier. dabi's kit is amazing. But he lacks mobility. So when people are on top of you, it's hard for him to play well. You have to really be doing some weaseling out of situations if people get close to you. So dabi's gonna be an A, but I can't put him in S because the lack of mobility. All right, so let's move on to Deku. Deku is definitely an S. Deku's kit is super. Like when you think of Deku in this game, you probably think basic, but man, he just has everything you need, and everything is tuned like just about right. His kick does good damage. His A quirk, his shot does good damage. When it's leveled all the way up, it does great damage. You can crouch shot, and that'll do even more damage. You've got the black whip that you can get closer to people. You can pull people in. You can get up to buildings in an instant. Like, he is just all around a great character. Has everything you need, really. When your teammates are down, he can pick them up and get them out of situations. He's got it all. Deku has pretty much everything in his kit. Definitely an S. He's my go-to in ranked. When I play ranked, if things are not going too good, I can always count on Deku. I say he's my old reliable. Always count on Deku. Always count on Deku. If you haven't picked up Deku, if you haven't learned him well, do that, okay? Do that. All right. Now we're going to go to Denki. Kaminari, right? Denki Kaminari? Denki Kaminari. So Denki, tricky one. Now, I've been an advocate for Denki because I see the potential. I've been seeing the potential for Denki because I've played against maybe one or two couple Denkis that were doing their thing. And when they're doing their thing, there's so much crowd control with Denki. His A quirk, the zap shot, that can connect. You can get stunned in that. He's got his special ability where he gets electricity on his whole body. If you touch him during that, you can get stunned in that. He's got his dash into you if he wants to close the ground or if he wants to escape. He's got his B quirk, the volt circle that is going to be doing tick damage if you're in that, and that'll stun you. So the ability of him, man, even though I haven't learned to play him well yet, but once I do, there's going to be a guide dropping. I haven't learned to play him all the way yet, but I see the potential. I just don't like that some of his kit makes him go in because he is kind of ranged. It makes him go in, and then once he's in, you know? So once you're in there, you have to blow somebody up. If you don't, you leave yourself very vulnerable because you're up close now. I'm gonna go ahead and give him a B, but I think he has the potential to be an A. I think some people might rank him an A. I'm gonna give him a B for now. For now, we're gonna give him a B. All right, let's move on to Froppy. Froppy. Oh, well, if you haven't seen my Froppy video, I'm gonna link that too because I have a idea of how to more balance Froppy. I think some people would agree with me that Froppy is like super annoying, probably the most annoying character in the game. And it's because of, a couple different reasons, but I have a way that I think we could bring her more balance. So check out that video. That video is going to be linked down below. Check that out. I'm going to go S tier. for Froppy. And the reasons, she's got everything in her kit also. Everything you need. So she's going to do a lot of damage to you. She's going to be high in the sky, hard to hit. She can hit you while she's in the sky while you are trying to aim at her. So you almost can't even hit her. And she has the capability of hitting you. When she gets on the ground, she does her tongue whip. That's going to knock you back. That thing can be chained together to keep knocking you back in the storm. She's got the invisibility if she needs to get out. And then she's got the auto res. She's got the auto res for her special. When a teammate is on the ground, all she does is stick her tongue out, auto res somebody. So Froppy, all around, just great character. One of the best characters in the game. Easily. Let's move on to Iida. Controversy about Iida. Only because Iida was the most annoying character, in my opinion, before I realized how OP Froppy was. Iida is very annoying, but Iida can be stopped. So I'm trying to think where I want to put Iida. Iida has so much mobility in his kit. He's got great combos to keep you into the air. He's got high damage. He can pretty much one combo and almost kill you, really. He can also pick up his teammates, take them to safety when they're down, and that'll res them. I think Iida, I've got to give Iida an A. When Iida's played well, I think he's a very good character in the game. I'm going to give him an A. Iida's going to get an A from me. Definitely. I was contemplating B, but I think he's better than that. I think he's better than a B. I definitely think he's A tier. Even though he can be shut down, I still think with everything that he can do that he's A. He's an A. He's an A. He's going to get the A from me. All right, let's go to Mr. Compress. And Mr. Compress is a character that I enjoy playing. Mr. Compress is fun. Mr. Compress is very fun. I love his A quirk. How he starts with barrels, then it changes to rocks, then it'll change to the semi-trucks. I love that. I love the damage that it does. I love that they buffed it to where he gets more of the cars to throw. Great. His B quirk, the reflect, really good. That's your thing, your counter against the Bakugos, the Dekus, the Dabis. Anybody from far away who wants to shoot projectiles at you, his B quirk is going to reflect that back. People will just be hitting themselves in the face all day. Love it. His Y quirk, he gets out. His vanishing act. Boom, a lot of range on that. Did you know they could actually go through the ceilings too? I have a clip where I went through a ceiling with his vanishing act. And you can use his special ability to pick up teammates, and then you can vanishing act with them while you have them picked up. So the vanishing, the special ability, he's gonna compress you. His teammate, put him in a ball. It's gonna heal him, but you can vanish away with them. So I really like him, but the thing that holds him back, I want to say, and this I addressed this in my video too. In my Froppy fix video, I addressed Mr. Compress, and I think this is a good fix, and I think it'll make Mr. Compress better. But as a support, he doesn't have an auto res. Okay, so he's a fun character. He's good at what he does, but the auto res makes other characters in his same role a lot better. So with Mr. Compress, I'm going to have to put him at a B for now. I'm going to put him at a B. He's going to go with B for me. Mount Lady. Okay, so recently in a patch, Mount Lady got 2 dashes. She used to only have the 1 drop kick. Now she's got 2 drop kicks. That does change things for her. Her A quirk is just like All Might's. Punches in front of her, got a little distance on it. Her B quirk, the stomp, boom, boom, boom. I think she gets 3 stomps. That's very strong. And her Y quirk is the drop kick. She's got 2 of those now. But it's her special ability that differentiates her. Now, if we're just talking small circle, one of the last circles in the game, Mount Lady S tier. What can you do? She's just going to go big. She's going to start stomping the ground. She's going to drop kick you into the circle. You can't get out. Now she got 2 of them. You can't get out. Or she's going to get, once you get up, she's going to start stomping. Final circle, she's S tier. But just overall as a character, I'm going to say, to me, she's like a high B, low A. To me, she's like a high B, low A. Because her kit is very, very basic. She's got good damage, but it's her special ability. Her special ability is gonna make her go into A. The gigantification is has to make her an A. I don't think we can put her lower than that because she has the ability to do that, and she has the ability to take over a last circle. So I think she's got to go A. She's got to go A. And it's solely off of that, the gigantification. If she didn't have the gigantification, 1, she wouldn't be Mount Lady. And 2, she'd be a B. All right. Okay, let's go Ochaco. Uravity. Miss Uravity. Gravity Girl. Only the finest German engineering she swings around. Only the finest German engineering. Where do we want to put her? I really like the mobility on this character. I really, really, really do. And the car is really, 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 really nice. The only thing I haven't really mastered with her is her gravity move where she'll, lift you up, lift everything up, and then drop it back down. And maybe that's just because I'm on the Switch. So, the sensitivity with the controls is just a little clunky and everything. So when I try to do that move, it seems like unless it's just really telegraphed where they're going to go, I can't get it right. But she does have good damage with her car. Her A quirk, the little plunger, Zodiac wire, that's great for mobility when it's working, because they haven't fixed the bug yet. When it's working, you can be all around the map. You can be all in and out of fights. Very good. The B quirk, the car, that thing is phenomenal damage. Crazy knockup potential. Her her Y quirk, which is the one I can't really get right, the gravity. All in all, she got a good kit. Her special ability, making you float, that's good. All in all, she has a good kit, but I think also the fact that she only has 250 HP and most of her damage comes from being in close with the car, I think that puts her at a disadvantage sometimes because you can break through the car. It's not like it's an unstoppable move. So some moves are going to go through the car move. And then you only have 250 HP. So she has to be close to take advantage of most of her damage, which puts her at a vulnerable state. So I'm going to put her at a B. We're going to go B for Uravity. Alright, Shigaraki. And you guys know, if you've been anywhere around this channel, if you've been to my stream, oh yeah, I stream on Twitch, if you didn't know. If by now you've been through this far in the video, you don't know that I stream on Twitch, please, that link is down below in the comments. Come on over and catch us in some games sometimes. We do viewer games too, where we just rotate people in and out to play games, trying different characters, things like that, and standards. Sometimes we'll do the rank too. Okay, so Shigaraki. Shigaraki's gonna be an A. Shigaraki's definitely an A. I think he's in high A too. Shigaraki's a high A. His A quirk, if you level it up, the distance on it is very good. The area of effect gets a little wider. His B quirk, we all know that thing is destructive, especially last circle. If you get a Shiggy that's leveled up towards the end game, my God, it's going to be hard to fight around him unless you have buildings to work with. It's going to be hard to fight around this guy. You need to keep your distance. Even at distance, he can make things happen if his A quirk is leveled up. His Y quirk, now he has 2 dashes on that Y quirk, and that does true damage. If he hits you with that Y quirk, oh my goodness, he's just incinerating your health. Your health bar is just disappearing, along with the other moves that he might hit you with. This guy's just oozing damage also. That's another character who's just, everything about his kid is just oozing damage. Only setback with him, if he goes late game and doesn't have anything leveled up, if he has to get revived and brought back and doesn't have anything leveled up, back at square one with Shigaraki is terrible. You know, level 1 Shigaraki, before he gets his skills leveled, is kind of bad. Not much range, not much damage. So we're going to put him in A, but the potential for him to be S is high. But I think he can be held back by the buildings, playing around buildings with him. He's got to be on the same playing field as you, same level playing field as you, to be able to do his damage. So if you're above him, you can just easily kind of take him out. And then the fact that if he resets, he's almost basically useless, you know? So that's where we're going to put Shigaraki. He's going to be A. So let's move on to Todoroki. Todoroki? Now this one I'm contemplating. Todoroki got a nerf too. His A quirk used to do more damage. They nerfed that. It does a little bit less damage. His B quirk is the ice wall. That's big. It'll block people that are coming into you, like Iida, like Kirishima. It'll block people coming into you, keep you safe. Behind that wall, you can use your Y quirk, the ice slide, to freeze people. They probably won't even see it coming. You can still shoot through your ice wall. So you can put up the ice wall, you can block vision a little bit, and then you can get your shots off. And then the ice slide, you can also move around the map, move around in fights, freeze people still on the ice trail while you're moving on it. So all in all, I love his kit. And then you can't forget a special action, which I forget sometimes. The fire barrage, where he just throws out the flames. That does a little bit of damage, but it'll make people... One, it can be used as a smoke screen, because when it's down, you can't just see right through it. So if you need to put it down just to like do some evasive measures, it's good for that. But 2, it's good for tick damage, for them to think about the next move. Like if you have somebody down and you throw that on them, all right, it's burning them. So that gives more time to think, all right, what do I need to do here? Can I get that finish? Are they going to try to now res because that person's taking damage on the ground? You know, it's just a little bit of extra that you need to be using in his kit. I kind of like he's teetering from A and S to me because I love his kid and what he can do. I just don't think he has as much damage total, maybe as a Bakugo or Deku. But man, the way his kid is set up though is just so versatile. I think he has a very versatile kid, but he struggles with scaling. I mean, not scaling. He struggles with the fights where things are going on above him, only because he lacks the vertical mobility, the vertical fighting. He can shoot vertically, obviously, but the vertical fighting, he can't reposition vertically like Bakugo and Deku can. That's the only reason I'm gonna put him under them, is because they can get vertical on you in boom, just like that, in a second. Bakugo with his dashes, Deku with his black whip, they can get vertical ASAP. He cannot. He has to climb. So I think that holds him back just a little bit. For that reason, I'm going to put him high A. I'll even put him above Dabi. High A, almost S tier. He's on the verge of being S tier, but high A. All right, Toga. Now, this is a tricky one. This is an iffy one and a tricky one. Okay. All right, so we got to go through we got to talk about Toga in totality to see where we're at with this, okay? All right, so Toga, her A quirk, she throws knives. Now, the knives don't do a lot of damage. there's a lot of distance on the knives. They don't do a lot of damage at all. When the knives are leveled up, you're gonna get a lot more knives, but still they're not doing a crazy amount of damage. You move on to her B quirk. She does a little knife dash in front of her. That's cool. And that can be used very well, but with her low mobility, once you use that to go in, again, you have no way out. And it's not like she's built like a tank. I think she does have 300 HP, but still, you really, with her kit, you really don't want to be all super close to a fight. You know, you want to use some range. And then with her Y quirk, which is what makes her the most useful, she steals everybody else's quirks. She changes into them. She takes their blood and then she changes into them. So then you can use their full kits and you can use their kits at whatever level they have their kits at. So if you take a Deku's powers and he has his A quirk at level 9, you will have Deku's A quirk level 9 when you go to blast Deku's A quirk, when you become Deku. Toga herself is teetering to me on CD range just because if you're just Toga, you're not doing that much. You're not doing that much. Now, I know you're not doing nothing, but you're just not doing that much compared to everybody else who's doing, seems like a lot more damage. But the fact that you have your L quirk and that your Y quirk and you can change into other people with the blood, you have the potential to be anybody in the game. You have the potential to use all the moves in the game. But then you have to be proficient with all moves in the game. Also, with every character in the game. I'm going to put Toga at C. Because, again, her kit itself is just kind of meh. Now, you unlock everybody's kit, but are you proficient with everybody's kit? Do you know how to use every character? And that just being the calling card, to me, that bumps you up from the D that I would have put you at. I would have put Toga at a D. But because she can change, I'll bump her up to a C. I just don't see her being... She has... It's like, it's mad potential, but the potential is based off of who's in front of you at the moment. If you hit that that Y quirk to take the blood, it's, I gotta put her at a C. We're gonna put Toga at a C. Alright, Kirishima. Kirishima had a buff, and I think the buff might have made him OP. I think this dude was fine before. I think not as many people were playing it. Maybe not as many people had it, or maybe not as many people knew the potential in his kit. But man, I think this dude is crazy strong. He's my sleeper OP pick for this last patch. I think he might have been changed into the OP category. His A quirk, when he does a little where he's chasing you down with it, he's got 2 of those, right? His B quirk, where he does the punch forward, which he can also do to like fly in the sky. I want to say he's got 3 of those, right? And then his ground slam Y quirk, oof, everything in his kit does massive amounts of damage. Everything in his kit does massive amounts of damage. Plus, his extra ability is the harden to harden his skin, so he gains more defense. He's already got 400 HP. And then he's going to gain more defense. So he gains more defense, plus the 400 HP, plus every move he does is doing half your health bar. This dude is actually crazy. And when he does that harden thing, I almost feel like he's like unstoppable. I feel like you try to like do things, like you put up the wall, I feel like he's going through the wall. I feel like it doesn't stop him. He doesn't have flinch. So if you break his shield, he's not going to be blocking or doing none of this. There's no flinch when he hits the harden. But I feel like he's unstoppable too. Like nothing stops him. This dude is definitely A. Definitely A. He's high A too. High A. High A. Kirishima is crazy. 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 Okay, let's go to Momo. Momo, I was playing some Momo just a couple days ago on stream, and Momo has potential to be very annoying and very good. So her A quirk, she's got the hammer that she's swinging in front of her. That thing would just hit everything in the area in front of you. You could be hitting two people just swinging at them. Okay, it's very good. It's very strong too. She's got the B quirk where she puts down the little shield. She can run with the shield. She can just put it down in front of her, and you can stop and do whatever you need to do, or you can run with it. And if you hit people with that thing, whoo, that thing is strong. Lot of damage. Lot of damage. And then her Y quirk, which maybe it's a little slept on, you got to use it right. She puts down a cannon, and the cannon will be shooting. It only shoots in a little circle area. That's the only place the little cannons will hit. But it's just some extra damage and something that the enemy has to worry about. So it's still a good move. And then she's got her special ability where she brings out the little item bag and she can get random items, which is, it could come in clutch. You never know. I'm going to say Momo is going to be a B for me. Momo's going to be a B. Momo's going to be a B for support for me. I think her kit is really good and she can help your team a lot. I think the instant revive on cementoss along with the other stuff in his kit might make him a little bit better than her as a support. I'm gonna put Momo in B. All right, so now we're at Ibarra, and she has true damage in her kit. She's got hard CC where she'll grab somebody and they're just stuck. They can't move at all. And your teammate can just wail on them while you have them stuck. So yeah, that A quirk, and it seems like the A quirk has so much range. You don't realize how much range she has until she hits you across the map. Her B quirk in tight spaces is going to bounce off the walls and still hit you. So from afar, she can do a lot of things. Up close, she can do a lot of things. When she is up close too, she can grab you, snare you, like I said, and her teammates can just tee off on you. She's got true damage that she does also in this kit, and then she can insta revive. I think she is probably, the fact that she doesn't have mobility, I would say she's not going to be S tier, but I'm going to say she's A tier. I'm going to say she is A tier as a support. She's probably better than cementoss in a lot of ways. I'm going to say she is A tier. I want to learn how to use her a lot better. She's actually the only one that I haven't rolled yet. I have all characters except Ibarra. And I'm close to getting her. I think you need like 200 of those things to just get her from your rolls. I'm close to getting her, but I don't have her yet. But I have used my rental. You know how you get the 3 rental tickets each one? I've used those. And I played her. But I want to get better at her because, yeah, she's definitely A tier. Possibly you could say she's S. But the lack of mobility, no dashes, I'm going to put her in A. But you could make a case for her being in S. Definitely. All right, so that's going to be my tier list of the characters so far. You know there's going to be a lot more characters coming to this game, too. They're going to have over 100 characters, which is crazy to me. And they're going to change maps, they said, so we're going to have rotating maps. I'm looking forward to everything that this game has to offer. We have to do another video to talk about the things that we don't like about the game that they need to fix. So I'll make another video with that. But that's going to wrap up the tier list video. You guys tell me what you think about this list. Tell me what you would change. If you want to do this live on stream, when I get back next week, we will probably do a tier list live on stream so then everybody can get some input on it. I just wanted to give you the CEO's input before we take it out to the office, okay? Before we go to the boardroom. So this is what it is. Thank you guys so much for the love and appreciation on the videos. Go look at the guides, the A+ guides. I'm telling you, those are really good videos. I'm doing way more too. We're going to cover everybody. We're going to cover everybody eventually. So your favorite character will be covered. Don't forget to leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you need a job here at the company. I'll see you guys on the next one, all right?
CEO, a busted news. Yeah, CEO, it's nothing new.